do what it do. Lie does become truth, or wrong does become right. And evil don't become good just because it's accepted by a majority. Happy Independence Day. You know, the one where you can actually shoot off fireworks and not get arrested. I've never regretted shit in my life. As I control the Matrix, I can definitely tell you a couple of things that I've noticed along the way. Don't worry, trust me, attention span is shitty and motherfuckers don't pay attention anymore. Mirrors are portals that hold energy. Also portals to different dimensions. Never buy a used mirror, especially if you don't know where the fuck it's coming from. Or at least an effective cleansing spell. To see the stars, you gotta be willing to travel through the dark. Humans are not, by default, social animals. They're influenced to be social. The masses have all agreed to lie on the basis of spiritual value in order to unwillingly and unknowingly give divine energy to those who can't create, see, or sense the energy at fucking all. All spiritual practices and traditions are to be done in solitude, their own one true path. Don't pay attention to anything verbal in the third dimension. Energy speaks volume. It's already not third dimensional. Nothing on the spiritual plane is worth hindering the soul. I don't care what you say. It's all programming from a lesser frequency. You just have to be dumb enough to fall for it. I already know my energy not bad for real. You don't gotta tell me that. My energy is never bad. I'm literally a god. So now if what comes out of your mouth is inaccurate about me in any capacity, just know I'll have to correct it in my own way. You might not like it. Nonetheless, it will be done. Ain't nobody control the shit but me only. So please, don't make it more than it is just because you don't like what's being said or presented. You can't even present any of the ways in which it's false. Factually, not an opinion, a fact. This reminds me of the Imperial Data conversation, but I'm not gonna bring that up right now. Because for real, you could have just minded your business. It's as easy as that. Play dumb. Never show your full cards. Let them believe whatever it is that they want to believe. Do not burst their bubble. If they want to be the victim, if they like to be the victim, let them be the victim. In my universe, this is kind of the foundation of why they say slavery is a mentality. Nonetheless, it still doesn't change the fact that I'm still in control of what the fuck, where the fuck, and how the fuck things happen around me at all times. The craziest shit about it is, when the truth is finally realized, it never matters. People are stupid as shit. The government can lie to you and call it politics, but if I do it, it's illegal. One of the things that's really been on my mind, it's been a couple of things, so stick with me here, right? The people in question have never been able to build a pyramid as a people, keywords. And then on top of which, what the fuck is a pyramid, and why the hell would the government go through the effort of putting that shit in our textbook as if we could build this shit? Which we can. Which is my whole point of bringing it up, right? And bigger than just a depiction of the pyramid, which is false, being presented by a group of people that, again, have never built the pyramid. Regardless of how old it is, 6,000 years older than their favorite fucking civilizations. Why put a pyramid in a history textbook if you're still gonna sit here and tell motherfuckers that they can't build the fucking shit, knowing damn well you can definitely build the fucking shit? Why even put it in a book if you've never been the one to build the fucking shit? There's just too many questions about this shit that kind of doesn't make sense until you realize, well, we're talking about incentivized and weaponized incompetence. And now, the history textbook itself may or may not be biased. History textbooks all around the world are different based on the fact that history is written by the winners. Why would the winners sit here, dot. You can connect those. I'm not gonna do it for you. Again, I don't really care for it. I'm just putting it in the video. They can't tell you how the fuck they've done it. They can't tell you what the fuck it is. So why the fuck are you including it and you don't even know the first thing about the fucking shit? Something must have told you that it had to be important. So now my question is, who? It's not like you look at pictures and just believe this shit. That would be hieroglyphic. Again, hinting at the fact that most people don't know how to transcribe hieroglyphs. They're already not reading the same language. Don't even get me started on that shit. But I'm just saying, knowing that you're misrepresenting the information that you're putting in a history textbook for a bunch of people who have no fucking use for the information is crazy to me. I guess the people who actually built the fucking pyramid should have put a fucking set of instructions on how to build a pyramid. Maybe in something that they could write on. Makes you think, huh? All they're gonna do is act and watch. It's never gonna be any deeper than that. Control your reaction and control your emotions. Crashing out for what? A dude. You don't need me to say what I think about that. Huh? Well, if you don't get your priorities in check. And remember, you motionless. So now make it make sense. You see how cycles work, right? We started this off on energy. We're not going to continue, though. We go keeping it in third dimension, right? You see how politics is bullshit. Also, I'm gonna just say this like real quick. Only reason why they think it's real, no matter how wrong it is, no matter how old they are, no matter what I'll say the hypothetical is in question, they only validate what might happen based on who can do the action in question. What is incentivized or weaponized incompetence, independence in practice, especially modern independence, is bullshit. All you need is strength to really have a fulfilling life, feel me? Where is the righteousness in the cause of a group of people that implement the same thing that they were just mad about? If you're not paying attention to what the hell I'm hinting at, America has a very deep history of this fucking shit. For real, think about that for a second. How can one body of people go to war with another body of people to control a completely separate body of fucking people? Or I guess technically they're included, because then they would have been indoctrinated into the new country as seizure, right? Coup d'etat. How can one group of people go to war with another group of people as if they're not fighting for the same fucking reason? Bigger than that, how long do you have to fight that same fight and not win the fucking war, not represent what the fuck you wanted to represent in the first place? To lose focus. Purpose fulfills the action. So now what's the purpose? But don't answer that. I don't really care. This is literally just me talking to the camera next to a pool. That's all I wanted to do today. There has never been not one person in history that's ever represented one purpose, one goal, one group of people exclusively. They're all just politics being played because you're really dumb. Asshole. They move like a monarchy just with extra steps. Imagine taking all them extra steps just to still show that you don't give a fuck about the people. Every ruling body since the dawn of, I'll say, recorded human history, right, benefits from what I'll coin right here, right now, as the political economy. Let me phrase it like this. Latin is an anagram for Italian. Literally. Do the math right now. There is a lot of culture that exists that is a reverse of that very culture. That's the real political reason as to why people who don't come from those backgrounds like Ted Jack. You could guess the phrase in question. The difference in the terms used to symbolize what group you belong to is even more proof, or even more exemplary, of the fact that they do not view Hispanics as equal to Latin culture. Personally, I love Italy. Italy created Spain, gave a lot of things that they love to do, regardless of however the fuck they feel about it, for real. Still do this shit on a daily. They're happy as fuck. Could never be mad at that shit. So now, the idea of free will, especially given to you by ... I'm not gonna fill in the blanks for you, could be based on factors in question, but at the same time, they're still able to do whatever the fuck they want. Which is why I love Italy. Their pizzas, their people, their music, their culture, everything. I love it. Not gonna have the Roman conversation, especially in this video. Now, I'm about to get on this grill, but look at this video that I stumbled upon by accident.
The Spanish Peninsula never existed prior to 1500, which means Hispanic people never existed before 1500. They're all remnants of Italian culture imposed on the deteriorated Moorish state. The history that's been appropriated for centuries isn't theirs. Most of all, they still don't know how to integrate the stolen history. The amount of negligent spiritual value in Hispanic culture is the reason why they promote a Spanish History Month. The amount of pussy, punk-ass, unhealthy, drug-addicted, alcohol-drinking, mama-fearing degenerates that are normalized in those communities is why they'll never make money for real. Illegal money still needs to be washed, asshole. They don't even do that right. They don't even do that themselves. It shows how poorly they run the government, how they run culture in their country. And mind you, everything that Spanish people has been given to them by politics they don't even benefit from. For example, the judicial system is the very thing they use to both control and isolate the masses. To play a game like that with your history is wild. But again, they've never been a historical people. It's crazy how they think they have a better chance than the Black Panther Party, and what they've tried to do have less valid reasons to attempt the same shit that didn't work for anyone else. The entire history of America until dickhead Biden, and then forget about the Spanish-American War, or or anything past the 1900s in the same country they aren't citizens of, they know nothing of, and act like is so terrible like it's not still better than the average Spanish territory. That also proves that America has always been a Latin territory. American politics always contributed towards the overall goal, the deconstruction of the Moorish state. The only reason you don't think America as Latin until now is because you think Spanish is its own culture. It never was. They've always been the people created out of the destruction of the Moorish state. Spain never had the city of gold. Spain never made any of the pyramids. Spain never even had the real magics. They've always been and always will be the bottom line of society, created by incompetence and spite. The pride of any Spanish person is misplaced. You're proud of a culture that killed your truth, killed your true history, killed your own people, and you let it happen because want to be a part of a world you were never supposed to exist in. You're the start of the very issue you contribute to today.
This is what I have to say about this shit. Get the fuck over it. That's what it means to contribute to incentivized and weaponized incompetence. Simply getting mad over this shit don't make fucking sense. Absolutely, I agree with you. It takes a special type of stupid to let time go on. Everything that you've done contributed to being the worst represented in recorded history as of right now, based on a standard that they've created purposely just for this century. Nonetheless, doesn't fucking matter. Scholars in America have never been smarter than Eastern culture. While these spiritual knowledge, what is the Buddha? What is the Quran? What is the Torah? The Library of Alexandria is in Turkey. To create a system in which all the people that you've incubated from said system are statistically dumber than any other group recorded, you still created the statistically dumbest people in existence. That takes a special type of stupid. Most American scholars travel all over to gain knowledge, like to Russia, Germany, Japan, India. The amount of research stolen and adapted by America from these other places is outrageous. These same countries in question did not rely on the political economy in the same capacity that the West incentivized. I could also say that China, we're not gonna talk about it. So now, peep game. The second a black American act like they didn't deconstruct the fucking culture to normalize the same shit that destroyed keeps them docile and dumb. It's procreating to uphold a system that runs off of the continued sacrifice of the theoretical next generation that over-sexualizes and exploits all of our children. Tell that Cody mom to shut. The second this certain type of person is acting about racial politics as if they're not the industry plant standard, right? Like political decisions don't favor especially in disproportionate value, or at least act like most light-skinned people aren't statistically dumber than any other representation of people in existence on purpose because of those same politics. Literally. Smack that motherfucker 2 times for their mistake. I wouldn't be surprised if Juneteenth ends up being wiped out for the promotion of something completely different, but technically applicable, due to the politics that we adapt just because of the term Juneteenth. Which again, you can't tell me what fucking day Juneteenth is. It's Father's Day, asshole. You can't tell me what day Juneteenth is, right? But then you want to implement a politic to celebrate or what is to be celebrated on Juneteenth. Me personally, I don't care about Juneteenth. Literally, the actual celebration of that shit don't matter. You don't celebrate Kwanzaa, Boxing Day. You might as well just turn it into an excuse to eat some more probably fake shit. Let's just be honest here. You already eat glizzies year round, bro. Like, that's a 4th of July thing. You should not be inhaling. You know what? Alright, I'm gonna leave it alone. That's why they gave motherfuckers a day to celebrate Independence Day the month before the real one. And I'm for it. If you know the history of Juneteenth, you remember the question that I asked before, right? You see how that applies to the identity of what constitutes as Juneteenth applicable, right? It doesn't fucking make sense. This is all a way to profit off the motherfuckers who didn't agree or believe in American freedom initially, to incentivize deconstructing a sense of culture, to further alienate, or rather brainwash. It's a completely separate identities than what they were prior. I think I might be talking too much, right? This is the way to profit off the people that don't give a fuck about being called an American. They don't believe in American value. They're that right there is a way to exploit what they deem as a domestic terrorist group, to profit off the people who don't believe in independence for real, because right now, statistically and analytically proven, they're still the most dependent on their government. in history. Same points I've been making before, I'm still making now. America, fuck you and your false idea of independence. Don't talk, do better. Politics don't matter if you don't represent your own cause. So fall victim to history. I told you it. Ignorance will be your downfall. By the way, I still have all my cards, love. And for all the points that I haven't touched in this video that y'all might feel obligated to put into the comment section for some odd reason, intellect and attention span is also at its lowest. Remember, you never cared about it. Now for real. And it's okay.